Today's sermon, God Deal With Me. Reading from the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 1, verses 3 through 11, by Pastor Brian Carpenter.
The topic of our discussion for the next few weeks, God Deal With Me. God Deal With Me. There was a woman who had suffered mightily, years of going back and forth to the doctor. She was, always having these constant pains. She was disturbed at night. She's not able to sleep. She said, something's going on inside of me. She goes back and forth to the doctor. They put her up on the x-rays. They couldn't find anything. Year after year, she's going through this. There's something has to be going on I'm not imagining the pains that I'm going through in this. I'm not just coming back here to see you, doctor. There's something going on inside me. So he said, we're going to try this medication. She said, okay, we're going to try this medication, okay? And this worked for a little while, then it goes away. It seems like the same thing just keeps coming up. Now, doctor, you need to be getting to the bottom of this now because I'm struggling with this thing, right? So he said, I think we got a new medicine that was going to be able to help you. So she felt encouraged. She went back, they changed the prescription, and she went back, and it was still the same thing that was going on. They went back, they x-rayed her again, and still nothing. Everything seems to be normal. We running the blood tests, everything seems to be coming back okay. But it's one thing about an x-ray machine. An x-ray machine can detect disbelief. It won't dictate, it won't be able to see a heart that doesn't have a connection with God. It won't be able to detect, something that's in that x-ray that, when I walked away from God and I've been in disobedience. Some things don't show up on the x-ray machine. There's some things that are going on within us that the x-ray just won't show us. We may be going through these struggles in our life for a reason, right? Everybody goes through something for a reason. We keep going back to the same practices that we thought that was going to fix us, right? But when we're in this season of talking about God dealing with me, there's some things we have to be exposed to and let God go ahead and deal with us in that situation. Amen. He said so that the machine can't dictate everything that's going on in our lives. But have you ever asked yourself, why come I can't just go to God and just ask him to fix it and he fixes it? Because some things we're not willing to give over to him to let him fix. If we want to be honest, now some of us, we will give him a little bit. But we ain't gonna give you the whole thing. It's just like sometimes when you know somebody lying to you and they only just gonna give you part of the story, they ain't gonna tell you the part that they added into it. They only gonna tell you the part that convicts somebody else. That's something, we do the same thing with God sometimes. I'm just gonna tell you a little bit of my story as if God don't know the whole thing that's going on in our life. I'm just gonna give him a little bit and let him kind of figure it out from there. But there's some things that are going on in our life. We just gotta be transparent and say, okay, God, I gotta let you just deal with me in this situation. I just gotta be transparent. As far as we going through this fast, it's gonna be a part of us that wants to hold on to that chocolate that we vowed that we was gonna give back to the Lord. I ain't gonna eat that chocolate for 1 week. But boy, I got a whole stock of it in my house. Now, how am I going to avoid this situation? Now, for me, one of my biggest things is, fried food. I just love me some fried chicken. And I said, okay, Lord, you just know how I am passionate about eating. So I said, these are some of the things I need to give up for the Lord. And the beautiful thing about what I've given to the Lord, I hadn't had one craving all week for some of those things I've given back to the Lord. And I asked God, I said, now why is it when I start being submissive, everything starts to change in my life? Those things I've been holding on to made me who I was, wasn't it? We make it happen of stopping at some place. Look at, King Rib Saturday night. Them lines is down the street there. That's what we're going to do, right? But when God challenged us to give up some of those things, it's a part of us that has to die to get over to those things. But God helps us when we go through these struggles that we're about to go through. It's God's mercy that helps us get through these situations. The tragedy that we've encountered, some of us has been created within ourselves. happening. But it takes God's mercy to get us through these situations because he understands that we get off the trail sometimes. He said it's going to take God's mercy to get me through this season of which I'm in. The mercy of our situation help us in our journeys. Because we understand how God has been so good to us already, it helps us get to that next place of God where he's trying to take us. We go back and forth sometimes with God, but sometimes we got to go back and understand his mercy is the one who had got us here. Because we've been some places we shouldn't have been. We said some things we shouldn't have said. But oh God, your mercy has helped me get to this place. We have to be willing, though, when we get to that place of understanding, not only has God helped us, but now we got to understand God is doing some of the things he's doing in our life and allow these things to come on to us, to subject us to something greater. But the thing of it is, sometimes we don't want to let go of those things that have marked us to who we are to get to that great level. Some of you talk about the woman who's going through some of the sickness that's going on in her life. Some of it has come forth because of the things she's held on to in her past. Anybody in here go through the same thing? Some things in my past I'm not willing to let go. So I suffer through some things that I shouldn't have to suffer from. Some folks, they say, heartburns and some of those things are going on. A lot of that stuff comes up through stress. We haven't been willing to give that thing over to God. That situating your children. Your children off the chain. Quit trying to mask the fact that they're crazy. Go ahead and tell God, God, they're crazy. And they think your kids gone, take them away from me because I can't deal with it no more. Because what they're putting inside of me, it's not profitable for me. Right? But the mercy means compassion and pity. God understands your situation. And he understands it. He said, I have pity for you in this season. But God also sees the struggle, and he's trying to build you up. But the thing about it is, if we're not ready to be built up, we'll continue to be torn down by the things in our life that are afflicting us. We got to get to a place where he said, my mercies, now it's plural. So it continues to cover any situation that you may find yourself in. Some of us only think, well, he took care of me last season. I don't know if he's going to come back to me this season. God's mercy continues to follow us all the days of our lives. But we got to learn how to plug into that mercy and stay connected to it. No matter what's going on in our life, what type of struggles we go through in our life, he said, just hold on to my unchanging hand. But God understands that this will not be an easy journey for you. And Paul's talking to the people of Corinth. He said, man, look, we've been through some struggles now. Now they're doubting him even in his leadership. He said, look here, man, we've been through this struggle before, right? Only thing I want you to do is understand how good God has been through us. I don't care about how you come up against me. He said, just stay connected to God. He'll fix it, right? But why? Why is he going through all of this? He says, comfort. He starts talking about comfort. Look how many times he mentions comforted. He talks about this, and it has the same meaning as the Holy Spirit. Now, he said, when you're going through your struggles, you're going to need comfort. So we use that word sometimes, but do not understand that the Holy Spirit is the one who's comforting us when we're going through our situation. I know some of y'all probably don't get this till y'all go home, but the thing about it is, he said, and comforter means beside you. So when you're going through your struggle, you understand that God is beside me the whole way. And we're going through this struggle. So why sometimes we jump off the rails sometimes, trying to do things our own way. You know how we try to do it. But the thing of it is, God said, I've been beside you the whole time. He said, when he said, I'll never leave you nor forsake you, that meant something. I don't have an on and off relationship with you like sometimes you have with me. He said, I got you, right? Comfort. God says, I'll deal with you in this season. But the people of God, we need to understand that we need one another when we're going through this struggle. Comfort we need from some time is preparing us to be a blessing to someone else. He said, when you're comforting somebody, it's not the comfort that we have for ourselves, but it's the comfort we have of God to share with one another. when we go into this season that we're going through, now think about it. Now, I'm transforming myself. I'm going to a whole nother level. I'm understanding God's mercy. I understand that God is now connected to me. Now, I got to take this now and give it to somebody else. How many of us know somebody in our family that's going through some struggles and they really need to hear from the Lord? You think about your testimony is going to mean something to somebody who's going through. Girl, I went through that same thing. God lost everything, but God restored me and got me back on the right track. And you think about how powerful that's going to be to somebody, not only in the flesh can see somebody who went through it, but also hear your story. Paul said, man, I went through my transgression. I understand what I'm going through, but look how God has blessed me. And those things prepare us to help elevate the kingdom. That's what we all here for, right? I mean, we're not here just to be in here shucking and jiving on Sunday. We're trying to build ourselves up to go out into the kingdom and try to help folk bring them back in. Go we all have somebody in our families and our work situation know they ain't saved. You know something's going on in their life. We talk to them. But the thing about it is, in that comfort, in that mercy period, we understand that God is still good. And he needs those people to go out and do the kingdom of the work that needs to be done, right? But God now, he showed the depth of the comfort when he sent his own begotten son, didn't he? He said, I'm going to send you something that's going to be viable for you. Most people struggle with the faith walk because they can't see God. But the thing about it is God has shown us through a living body. Now you think about the history of what God did. He said in the beginning there was nothing. God was there. Then he spoke it, then it became. When you think about it like this, he said, now if I don't take them through this journey, they're not going to be able to understand everything that's going on. So I'm going to send my son who's going to walk through the flesh, who's going to go through an ultimate crucifixion for them, so they'll make the connection between the spirit being spoke and then the flesh and then going away. That's what our faith is all built on, right? But there was a man sitting on his deathbed, struggling with this thing that he has going on in his life. He knows this is at the end. He understands that. And he's smiling. And he said, and his friend is sitting there trying to comfort him, saying good words to him. And he said, you understand why I'm smiling? And no, I don't understand. He said, but he said, you understand God's the creator, right? And the man, his friend said, yeah, I understand that. He said, you understand? He said, yeah. He said, now, if God can take care of all creation, don't you think he's going to take care of me when I get to heaven? He said, so that's why I'm standing here smiling. He said, because I'm about to transition myself back to him. So even in his death, he understood the comfort that he was going to have being with his father. Oh, come on now. He said, even in my dying situation that's going on within me, I know I can look forward to something, even when I'm sitting in a situation that ain't living. He said, I'm about to transition myself to a father I know who can take care of me. I've lived a life that was full. I did everything I want to do on this side. But man, I'm about to transition myself back to my father. He said, and that gives me a smile. But he said, no, wait a minute now. He said, no, wait a minute. Some of us are carrying too much in our life. He said, in verse number 4, he talks about comforting you through your tribulation. Tribulation means weighed down. Too many of us are carrying things that weigh us down. When we carry those burdens of other folk who don't care about you carrying. In the season in which we're in, we got to understand, where in the world am I going? How is this going to work within myself? Where am I in my Christian walk? All these things we ask in God. We want all these important answers right now. And not only that, we're carrying that spiritual burden with us. Not only of other people, but us, because we don't get the answers we need right now. He said, through all your tribulations, I'm comforting you. That God has comforted me. But we weigh down on this issue because we want everything worked out for us, don't we? I want everything, laid out for me so I can understand where I'm going. But the weight some of us are carrying is becoming unbearable, isn't it? We're being honest. Some of the stuff that we're going through, it's getting to be too much. Now, I've been carrying this thing will be too much. Now, God is not letting me be free. Now, but when reality is, it's you. You don't want to give it up. Some of us have been marked by things that happened to us in our childhood. It took me 40 years to get to a place where I can understand I'm free from the things that happened to me as a child. But I carried them for 40 years because I was unwilling to give them back to the Lord. I knew my struggle was real. I knew it affected my relationship, drug use and everything, because I ran to something else. Every time I felt that little nudge, that pain, I want to just dull the pain. Instead of just laying at the altar and say, God, just take it away. But I felt like that's what made me who I was. A mother that never accepted me. A father that shunned me and wouldn't even give me his last name. But yet here I am, God's vessel to draw other folk onto me. Now, who wouldn't appreciate a God that did that? But it's only when my relationship with him got right that I was able to understand what was going on in my life. It took me 40 years to get there. But once I was able to give it back over to the Lord, I'm free of those burdens. I'm not going to carry everybody else's stuff like I do. Because he said, cast it on me and give it to him and let him handle it. Yeah, some of the things we're going to go through is hurtful to us. But we understand in this season, we got to let those things go and walk away. If we are God's true children, the thing that we lack sometimes is the trust factor. We want to. Trust me, we want to. But the thing about it is, some of the stuff that we go through is too tragic for us to let go because it leaves us vulnerable. Some of us, we go through the trials and tribulations of our life. We've created barriers around us. And those are those forts that we put around ourselves to help us get through. Every job we go through, we have the same issue. It's not the people, it's us. Because we've taken the same trash with us to the next situation. We go through relationships and we get into the same relationship. We hold it for 2 or 3 months. That's about as long as we can hold it. And then it starts to expose us, don't it? Because, I never dealt with the fact that he put his hands on me. So when you come in here and raise your voice at me, that's my trigger that something's going to happen. Although you somebody totally different, but there's something in my mind that triggers me, that lets me know way back then that you about to put your hands on me. Even though I never put my hands on you, it's the fact that I'm still living with that weight that I've been carrying all these years. Think about all the years we waste trying to get to a place of just truly acknowledging God and letting him lead us. Look how much time we've wasted on a relationship we know that wasn't productive in the first place. But yet that shield kept us in that place of comfort. And we stay right there. He said, but many of us becoming so weak, we just want to throw in the towel. And that's what happens in the church sometimes because, the situation and the demographics of the church changes sometimes. And they look at a pastor as their buddy and they cohort and something like that. When the pastor comes and tells them, hey man, you're doing things wrong, the demographic shifts, don't it? Because see, something in your outline has changed. I didn't change, it was you. You thought now, because you could call me and all those kind of things, our situation changed. You felt like you could say whatever you want to. But the anointing of God never left me. So when I have this sermon and know when you're going crazy, and I got to tell you something to get you straightened out. It's not that I don't love you, but the thing about it is, if I let you go off the rails, that's on me, right? So when you talk about those kind of things, we got to make sure that we're giving it back to God as God has given it to us, right? God says, hold on just a little bit longer. I'm about to take you to a place that you never thought you'd go before. You just got to hold on just a little bit longer. Trust me. And with this, it happens suddenly sometimes. But some of us, now, you got to be honest. It's going to take us a little bit longer. Right? It's going to take a little bit longer to break down those barriers that we built up in our life. But I'm telling you, a life that you're trying to live for God, it's going to be awesome once we understand that I can truly trust this guy. Man, he's all right. I was looking at the TV last night, and in my quiet time, and I was just sitting by enjoying the fact that my family was gone. I didn't say that. I was looking at the hurricane, right? The devastation that was going on in the hurricane. And it was a guy, he had these goggles on, and he was standing in the wind, and the wind was blowing, and he's trying to show everybody the effects of the wind. He could barely stand up. Everything behind him was torn up. Trees were being uprooted and all this kind of stuff. He's showing the devastation that happened within the neighborhood, right? And he looked around, he said, all the trees, the bark has been stripped off of them. Some of them been uprooted, houses, the roofs is gone, all these different things going on. But he panned around and he saw one oak tree. The oak tree was beat up a little bit, but for the most part, it was still intact. And he said, now, how can all this storm happen and this one tree holds on to everything that it's got? But the fact of the matter is, it's going to be able to produce once again because the roots that it has goes deeper than the other trees that have been pulled up. Oh, come on now. He said, now that tree is the one who had the roots that was deep enough to withstand the storm that came through. He said, I'm going to be able to hold on to God's unchanging hand. God is saying the same thing to you. He said the storm of your life is going to come through and it's going to tear up everything around you. But if you just hold on, he said, watch and see what I'm going to do. That little oak tree just stood there and what, 125 miles from east. I'm just going to hold on because I've seen this type of storm before. He said, other folk ain't seen nothing like this, but an oak tree is one of the strongest trees out there. He said, man, I'm already rooted in this thing. He said, I'm just going to stand there and wait. And some of us need to do the same thing, stand just like that oak tree. I'm going to stand here and I'm going to wait, right? But God is using the suffering of your life to stir the pot of endurance. Woo-wee. He said, now look at verse 8 through 10. He said, look here. Not only are you going to go through your struggles, right? He said, but the thing of it is, when we had our trouble from Asia, those are the things that afflicted us before, right? He's talking about Ephesus, when he went through the struggle, when he got through it. He said, them are the things that happened to us before, right? But when we go through these things, he said, think about it like this. The things that happened to you in your past are not going to mark you in your future. He said, I understand those things happened to us then. But he said, our inability now to rise above those things will hinder us if we're not willing to let them go. He said, in this season, he said, you got to learn to not trust me. Now, because that's the only thing that's missing in the whole demographic. Your struggles, your finances, everything that's going on. He said, when you understand this one thing, if you just trust me in this and watch and see where I go in this thing. If you just trust me, lean on me and watch and see where God is going to take you in this season. God, you know, Paul standing here in great despair, not understanding what in the world could be going on. But he said, even in this struggle, even in this season, I'm going to hold on to God's unchanging hand because I understand there's something greater that's going to happen to me. Even when I don't see it happen, if I just trust God enough, watch and see what he does to me. In this season, I want to say, man, God, just deal with me because I got to understand, I got to be transparent and say, you know what? Some of this stuff I bought on my own self. Some of these things, even following God, I bought them onto myself. I have been comfortable in my place of suffering. I wanted to stay there. I didn't want to be comfortable. The folk called me up to praise and worship. I don't want to praise and worship because there's something that happened to me a long time ago, and I don't want to be in that place no more. I don't want to be vulnerable in front of them people no more. I know it, some of us in here right now holding back tears because we understand that where we came from in our life. I'm just going to hold on. I'll wait till I get in the car and I'm going to cry all the way home. That's where I am. Because I haven't trusted God enough to say, that's it for me. When you talk about God, deal with me. I'm asking God to come into my place. God, deal with me in this season because I need you. And some of us are right here in this season right now. We need God into our life. We need a place where we can worship God in spirit and truth. Today is your day. If I don't have a connection with him, I need to make sure that I have a connection with him. Today is your day for your connection.
Thank you for watching. Please come join us for worship every Sunday at 10 a.m. We are located at 40 West 40th Street, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46208. We are located inside of the Martin Luther King Jr. Center. Remember to stay connected and subscribe to our YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and website. Thank you and have a blessed week. God bless.